come to the product class. In the example, if you remember that I told there are three important.
Hello friends, welcome to today's video. In this video, I am going to talk about inheritance. What is inheritance? What is the purpose of inheritance? And why is so much important in any object-oriented programming? I will give you the real world example so you will able to understand in a proper way and where it is actually implemented. So in the latter part, I will explain you with the code level in my laptop how it works, how you are going to achieve the inheritance by using the class. Now if I give you the real world example, then consider yourself. You have the ability of thinking, you have the ability of watching, and you have some height. These all things come from your parent. So this is the property which is transmitted from your parents to you. So if I give you the another example, then consider that you want to purchase one book. So you have the two options. Either you can purchase online or you can purchase offline. For now, I am assuming that you are going to purchase online. So what's your going to be the very first step? You browse some shopping portal, you open some shopping portal. Inside that, you will find one category named product. Under the product, you will able to see the book and all many products like it can be book or any other products is available inside that category. So one thing very important here, you should note down that every product having some common properties like must be have the some discount, some price, some review ratings. So these three properties are very common to each and every product which is showing under that category. So once you go there and once you selected the book, these properties is get inherit or transmitted from the product class. So this is the best example so you will able to understand what is the inheritance. Alright guys, I assume that you might got some idea about what is inheritance. Now come to the Java context. Now I am going to explain you with the Java how you are going to use it, how you are going to achieve the inheritance by using the class. The very first thing, what is inheritance in the technical terms? So it is the process of acquiring the common properties from one class into the another class. You might wonder what is the common properties? What is the properties? So properties is nothing like methods and the variables which is declared inside the class. I already told you in the class we have three important components. What are they? Methods, variables and the constructor. So property here you should remember that here we are not going to inherit the constructor. I am only talking about the method and variable. So that's why I told you the properties refer to method and variable in this case. So what is inheritance? It is a process of acquiring the properties of one class into the another class. Then it is called inheritance. In the Java, we are using the keyword called extend to achieve the inheritance. Now suppose if I give you the same example, then consider the product class. What are the important things product have? It has that variable name discount, having the price, having the review ratings. So consider another class book. Okay, if the book wants to inherit these properties, want to get inherit this class, so what it going to do that? So in the class we have to write like this: class book extend keyword and name of the class parent class, that is parent. Okay, in this way you are going to achieve the inheritance in the Java. So once you written this code, this line of the code, you will achieve that inheritance in the B. And again inside the B, you don't have to write the same variable name because you already extended it. You already inherited it. So B already has these three properties: discount, price and the review ratings. So this is the called as inheritance.
Alright friends, now I will explain you the inheritance with the use of Java. Means how will you implement in coding level. Okay, let's start. The very first thing, you must have one driving class. What is driving class? The class which contain the public static void method. And for my case it is main class. I given the name main. It can be any name, okay, but the main important thing, it should contain this method public static void main. The reason is very simple. When you run any or when you execute any Java program, all the execution started from this method. So whatever you write inside this block under this bracket will execute. So it is essential for any Java program. You must have one public static void main method. So now another thing, I will give you the same example like product and the book. You wanted to purchase the book, you visited some shopping portal, there is a category called product, and under the product there are so many products in which one of them is book. So book is also one kind of object. And what are the things, what are the code written behind the scene, I will give you that. It is like same. There might be some little bit different, but the concept will be always same. So here we require two important things. One is two class we required here. One is for product class, which is generic, and the second one is book, and it depends upon the what are the other products that product category contains. Like for example, I assuming that only book, so I take two classes only here. One is product and the book. So very first step, I will create a one more class. Okay, so the shortcut for creating any class in the Eclipse, just click Control and N. So see, this will appear, this dialog box will come out, and you have to select the class. Now click on the next, and here you give the name, whatever name you want. You want product name. Name of the class is product. And we already having the public static void main method in some other class, so it is not required here. Click on finish. See, we got the product class. One more class we required. So what I will do, you can create by clicking right click here and new and click on class. But it is very lengthy process. So I give you the shortcut, just press Control and N. This dialog box will open. Select class, same way. Let's click on next and here book. Now see, again we don't require this method because this method only is present in one class which already we make in the main class. Okay, so it is not required in book. Now what I will do, I will click on finish. Now see, we have three classes. One is main class, one is product class, one is book class. Main class is the purpose of main class is for the driving purpose. It is considered to be driving class from where all the execution will start once you click on the run button. So that is the main class. Now come to the product class. In the example, if you remember that I told there are three important properties which every product must have. What are they? Price. So I will write price. One more properties there is discount. I will consider all the data type is int. You can depend upon the situation, like you can give the float also. Another important thing is what? Review or customer review or review rating, whatever you can say. You can give whatever name. Always use camel case here when you are using more than two words. For example, R must be capital here. So I have created three properties, like what are they? Price, discount, review rating. This property is basically the data members or the variable of the product class. Now I will save it. Control S. Now come to the book. I don't want again writing the same thing like price, discount and review rating, because book is also have this thing, but again I don't want to repeat same line like this. Whatever I written this thing, I really don't want to write it again here inside this book class. So what we can do, we must have some options and some other way to that we must have some other way so that we can achieve that properties, that thing inside this class even without writing a single line of code. So at this point only the inheritance come into the picture. So in the Java, when you want to inherit any properties like data members, you must use the keyword called extend. Suppose book, in the book I want to achieve the inheritance. Means you want to achieve this all the properties from the product class to book. So what you will do, you come into the book class and after that write the keyword called extends. Okay, extend, and here you mention the class name from which class you want that product, that method like variables or the any data members. So I want from product class. So simply you write the name product, not use the product.java here. You simply have to use the product. So and control is. Now see, this become the case of inheritance. Now even if you don't write these things in the book class here, it will automatically come here. So this is the way I achieve the inheritance, and even you can look into that. Hmm. Now I will verify whether we achieve the inheritance or not. So what I am going to do, I will create an object of book class. So you can create the object of any class in any other class. Like even you create the object of book class here also, b equals to any object variable new b. Uh, Means now I will create a object of book class. You can create the object of book class in either in the product class also, inside the main class also, or inside even inside the book class also. Means it is a very basic concept. You can create the object of any other class in any of the class available in the Java, in the Eclipse folder or in the file .java. So for this case I am going to create an object here. For creating any object, what I want to write, like this book, some variable name equals to new book calling constructor. So see here, if you write this line of code, then the object of book is created here in this here. Okay, once you run the code, this will first come, the control will start execution will from here, and you retain the book. You have created the book object here, so it will execute further. Now you want to see that whether it having some that properties or not. What you should do, using this variable, this small book variable is basically called a object reference. It is used to store the address of this object. You have created one book object. Okay, inside the book object we have that variables data members, and this small book variable, it is pointing to that object. It contains the address of that object. So using this variable or the object reference, you can call that data members or the method which is present. Now see, and how you will call, you have to use the dot operator here. If you click the dot operator in Eclipse, it is showing the suggestions, like see, you can see discount, price and review rating. But you can see what is happening here inside the book. I did not retain any variables or data members, but still in the suggestion it is showing. See, it is showing the discount, price and review rating. It means that book has these all three properties here, all these three properties here, but we are not able to see what is happening here. If we are using the extend, we are using the inheritance. Because of that, it is already this all the three appear here, but from our eye we are not able to see. Okay, the very thing is to verify it, just use the dot operator, create an object, and based on the object reference, this object reference, try to call that variable or method. You will get to know whether you achieve the inheritance or not. When you click on the dot operator, you see once you got the suggestion discard, price and review rating, it means inheritance is achieved. So I will do like this. I will click discount. Now you can assign any value here. Suppose 29. I assign this value. See, again I want some other variable also price. I want to assign price. Now see 100 rupees or 199 rupees. Now again I want to assign one more thing is there, review rating. I will give rating 3 or 3.5, any of this thing. So you can see here we are able to assign the value. See 3 or 3.5 will not take because we are using the int. So it will be 3. I assign the value 3. So you can see even if you did not created any variable in the book class here, see here we don't have anything, but we are able to use the discount price and review rating which is declared in the product class. See, this is the part of product class, but since you are using the extend keyword and writing the product, all the properties like this properties, it also come here, but we are not able to see. It is like behind the scene, it is happening in the code level, in a very deep level, so we are not able to see here, but it is present. Okay, it is like we become blind. We are not able to see. So how you will verify it? Just go into the main or anywhere, you create a one object, and based on that object reference try to call that thing or try to initialize that variable. So here we can see this discount price and review rating is coming. It means we achieved the inheritance. Alright, so this is the best way I tried to explain you, and I will give you another thing. Suppose I did not use this thing. Okay, I did not use the extend. And if you don't use the extend here, and see here, it will give the error. See, we are getting error. You know why? Because in the book, already we don't have any variable. All right, and even if we are not doing the any inheritance, we remove the extend keyword and product after the book here. So it means we are not performing the inheritance operation here. So this all the properties or the data members, it is only the part of product, it is not transmitted here. Okay, so if you create any object of book class and try to initialize any discount and price and review rating, it will give the compilation error because it is unknown to the book class book. Earlier we are achieving the inheritance by using the keyword called extend. Because of that, we are extending the product class. So whatever written inside the product class, it automatically come here earlier, but now it is not coming because we remove the extend, we are not doing the inheritance here. So that's why it is giving the compilation error. See here, it is what it's showing. Review rating cannot be resolved or is not a field. It is not able to identify whether it is a field or not because it is not present in the book class. So that is the real thing how you are going to achieve in the code level.
Now come to the another important point. The class which having the common properties like methods and the variable, it is also called as parent class or the base class or super class. And the class which inherit the parent class, it is called as the child class, derived class or the subclass. In this example, the book is considered to be the child class or the derived class or the subclass of the product class. So product class is basically what? Parent class or the super class or the base class. So you understood that the class which contain all the properties is considered to be the super class, and the class which inherit this property, all these properties or the class, it considered to be the derived class or the subclass. So this is the about inheritance in the Java. Now one more important point is that sometimes we also call is a relationship. Inheritance is also considered to be one of the is a relationship. We name it as a is a relationship. Now if I talk about the advantages of inheritance, the very first important point is that with the help of inheritance, you can avoid the code duplication. Another important point is that you can achieve the code reusability. So I will explain you with the same example. You have the product class. You already retain the three variables which is very common to each and every class which inherit that class product. So in the book, again you don't have to write or declare the same variables, same these three variables. Alright guys, I tried to explain you in a very simple word about what is inheritance. In the next video, I am going to discuss about types of inheritance in a very detailed way. So how you are going to use in the real time in the Java. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you so much.